Information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, along with Matthew Lester, and we're looking at some sunshine for right now. I say for right now, we've got temperatures that are working their way up. We've got a warm front that's been inching ever so slowly to the north as we've gone through the morning hours. Southern Michigan, right now, we're looking at temperatures of the mid-60s, and we're not quite as warm as that, but it does look like things are going to be warming up here this afternoon. We should, in some cases, Matthew, I think we'll approach 70 degrees. Right now, what do you have at the airport?
Currently, over at the airport, it's mostly sunny at 46. Over in Midland, it's mostly sunny, also at 46. Here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 45. We have northeast winds at 8 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 29.66, and it's falling.
Right now, Detroit is looking at 65 degrees. We do have 62 in Flint. So that kind of gives you an idea of where that warm front is. It's been hanging right along the I-96-69 corridor. Eventually, though, it is going to be moving up because the low pressure system that we've been keeping our eye on is currently over northern Missouri. And that low is going to be moving in a northeasterly direction, northeasterly direction. So a little bit later on this afternoon, it'll be moving into just north of the southwest corner of the Lower Peninsula, and then cross through the Grayling, Houghton Lake area, heading in a northeasterly direction. And by late tonight, early tomorrow morning, that low is going to be situated more or less western Quebec province, all the way over into Canada. But as it moves through, first of all, we're going to get the big warm up, and that's exactly what we have in the forecast. We're looking for a high temperature of about 66, 67 degrees. Southern Michigan, they will be peaking out in 70, if not a little bit warmer than that. Clouds will increase as we go through the day as that low approaches. As Matthew mentioned, the barometric pressure right now is falling off. It's at 29.66, and that low is quite a ways away from us. So that gives you a really good idea of just how deep that low is, and it is going to be increasing in strength as we go through the day here and into the nighttime hours, which is the reason why there will be some weather watches up, especially in southwest Michigan. You don't have to go too far south and west of that corner, and you are going to be looking at severe weather watches for a good part of northern Indiana, pretty much all of Illinois, and right now it looks as though Wisconsin is going to be in the dividing line between severe thunderstorm type activity or snow. Once you get a little bit further north into Wisconsin and then head up toward the upper peninsula of Michigan, as we mentioned even a couple of days ago, we are looking for, we looked for a winter storm watch. Then it became a winter storm advisory. Now it's a winter storm warning for probably the western 2/3 of the upper peninsula. It looks like the further west you go in the UP, about as far west as you can get in the Keweenaw Peninsula, they're not going to get as much snow as where you're going to see it in the west central and then central parts of the UP. The track of the low is actually running a little bit further south than what some of the models had indicated 24 hours it was going to do. We anticipated the low to move literally right across the straits from southwest to the northeast direction. It's now tracking, as we said, a little bit closer to the Houghton Lake area and the Grayling area. That's where the center of it is going to be, the deepest part of the barometric pressure. And the wind speeds around it, that counterclockwise circulation, will be picking up in intensity. we're not looking for wind speeds of much more than 30, 35 mile an hour wind gusts for the remainder of the day today. And quite honestly, tomorrow, 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts. That's going to be about it for us here in the Great Lakes Bay area. Now, if we do get a thunderstorm, and there is going to be the chance of that, not an overall very patchy, very spotty thunderstorm. We could see some wind gusts of more than that. But right now, it looks as though the heaviest amount of weather in terms of snow is going to be just clipping the northwest corner of the lower peninsula. It's going to be pretty much all the UP. And then severe thunderstorm weather, possible hail, damaging winds, and maybe even a chance of a tornado in the extreme southwest corner of the lower peninsula. Now, all that activity is going to be moving to the northeast and then to the east. So as that low moves away from us, it's going to drag that front like a cat's tail right across the lower peninsula, and that's why we're going to see a rather dramatic change in our weather in terms of temperatures and in terms of precipitation, the type of precipitation. After a high here in the Great Lakes Bay area of 66, we're looking for low tonight of 38 with showers kicking in after sunset tonight. I think the best chance of seeing any measurable amount of precipitation, which more than likely will be about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/3 of an inch. If you get a thunderstorm, a little bit more than that. Our high temperature for the day tomorrow will be our overnight low tonight. So wherever we are at temperature-wise at midnight, which we're thinking about 38, that's going to be our high temperature for the day tomorrow. Showers will be around early, but then as we work our way through the morning, that temperature will be dropping, and we'll look for a low tomorrow night of 27. So not a big temperature range there, but enough to change the type of precipitation we get. We will be getting some snow showers. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we have a few snow showers before lunch tomorrow. I think the best chance of seeing any snow shower activity, and we could see the grass turning white, but everything else, for the most part, nothing, simply because it's so warm. If our sidewalks and our pavement get hit by any form of snow, it's going to melt. It's not going to stick around and be a mess. That snow shower activity should end by just before sunset tomorrow night, because tomorrow night we're going to be looking at clear skies, and that's why we'll have a low of 27. We'll have a west breeze, but still it is going to be gusting up to about 30 miles per hour. So it will be chilly. We'll have a wind chill to worry about. But Friday, the roller coaster begins to go back up. 54 is going to be our high on Friday. That's because we will see a high pressure system south of Michigan that is going to try to pull some warmer air up at us. 54 will be our high on Friday. We'll have a southwest wind right around 15 to 20 miles per hour by Friday afternoon. Another system will be moving through the Tennessee Valley late on Friday and Friday night. So what that's going to do, it's going to increase the chances of seeing some shower activity, especially in the southern half of the lower peninsula, late Friday night and early Saturday morning. We'll see a southwest wind on Friday, 15 to 20 miles per hour. It'll become a little bit more southeast and easterly because of that low, which is going to be crossing through Tennessee, northern sections of the Gulf Coast states, and it's going to spread some severe weather for those folks down there. But for us, it'll be just plain old rain shower activity until late Friday night, early Saturday morning, where whatever liquid precipitation we get could very possibly turn into some snow shower activity that will spill over into the early morning hours on Saturday. For the most part, we're going to be looking at clouds thinning out on Saturday. Should be partly cloudy, I think, for a good part of the day on Saturday. 38 will be our high on Saturday. 22 will be our low on Saturday night with clear skies. Then on Sunday, we'll start off with sunshine. Clouds will be on the increase, and another system will be moving through and affecting our weather later in the day on Sunday and Sunday night. The probability of precipitation isn't really going to be that great 42 for a high on Sunday, 32 for a low on Sunday night. The low pressure system causing all of this will be over northern Missouri, and it will be moving, as I said, pretty much in an easterly direction. So a couple more systems after this one goes through over the next 24 hours, but they're all going to be tracking south of us from west to east, putting us on the cooler side of them, and fairly uneventful, no severe weather coming out of it at all. Now, start off the work week, we are going to start off with clouds, at least on Monday and Tuesday of next week. We are going to have a chance of seeing some rain, possibly mixed with some snow showers early Monday morning. Monday's high will be 42. Monday's low will be 28. And moving into Tuesday, once again, we'll be in the low 40s. Now, if you've been able to pick up anything out of all of this, very active weather, actually below normal temperatures, because for the period to take us right through April Fool's Day, starting with the upcoming weekend, we are going to be looking at below average temperatures and slightly above normal as far as moisture is concerned. So the last week of March, as we've said all the way along, we're still going to have a little bit of winter involved. So don't get too anxious. Don't get too impatient. It is March and anything can happen. And as one listener told me this morning, Mr. Henne, March came in like a lamb. It'll go out like a lion. That's usually the way it works. Right, Matthew? I think you've heard that one before.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I've heard that one.
More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, who do we have?
Up next, we have Cody Harris from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors are really made easy because they do take that job personally at Steiner Tractor, that they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. They've got them. Alice, Chalmers, Case, Cockshut, Ford, International, John Deere, Massey, Minneapolis, Moline. You kind of get the idea. They do have those parts. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Farm Service also brought to you today by the folks at CMR Tractors in Millington. Stop by today and see Bob and his line of Coyote tractors with financing rates at 0.99% for up to 72 months. That's CMR Tractors in Millington. This is the only Coyote you want to see crossing your field. We say good morning to Cody Harris over at Star of the West. Cody, kind of treading water for day number 2 on some of these commodities, huh?
Yeah, definitely here. It definitely has been a very quiet trade. It seems like today and maybe the last couple of days, just kind of seeing maybe how some weather shakes out as far as us here in the U.S. and then, watching South American harvest pretty closely. So, but overall been super quiet, which, we are kind of trending maybe in the wrong direction, but it's definitely been a quiet trade here today.
And I guess I'm just kind of curious, with this quieter trading, I do see that wheat has made some attempts of being positive. Where are we getting any kind of strength from there in the wheat complex?
Yeah, looking at wheat, the wheat markets recently had kind of a run up, more or less focused on some of the plains being super dry, and not only impacting that plains hard winter wheat areas, but also over in the Black Sea. So we saw a little bit of a run up here end of last week, and kind of even at the beginning of this week. We're seeing maybe a little pullback here today or last couple of days, more or less because western Kansas, who was really getting beat up with some warm weather, they're getting some snow from that kind of strong storm system that's moving across the plains and heading for the Midwest. So that's kind of where you're seeing a little pressure on wheat, but overall that was definitely due to weather related, being really hot and dry out west, and then also over in the Black Sea.
Are we getting any more activity south of the equator that is affecting our markets at all, Cody?
Yeah, and that's kind of where you're seeing a little pressure on soybeans. And soybean demand has definitely been kind of lackluster, to say the least. And they're looking at South America, the Brazil and Argentina crop, usually having a spectacular crop down there. And we're getting to the point where Brazil's probably on the back end, last probably 30% of their soy harvest. That's putting a little pressure on basis even up here in the U.S. Just because storage is becoming tighter and maybe an issue. So they're looking to maybe move some bushels at a cheaper value, and that's definitely kind of flowing into our U.S. market, putting a little pressure on soybeans and corn, especially soybeans and corn as we're looking at that. So that's what really a lot of guys are looking at. But on a positive note, beans may be moving lower down in South America. As far as corn, they actually were on a move a little higher this morning, which kind of would see, new crop, or I shouldn't say new crop, cash corn is the only positive here today, and I think that's where it's stemming from, is kind of a move higher in basis down in South America for that corn market.
So right now on the board, what do you have, Cody?
Yeah, right now I got cash wheat down 3, 542 on the white, 467 on the red. Looking over at new crop wheat, that's down 3 as well, 579 on the white, 494 on the red. Looking over at corn, cash corn is up 3 at 392. New crop corn down a penny at 388. And looking over at soybeans, cash soybeans are down 3 at 925, and new crop soybeans are down 4 at 932.
Thank you very much, Cody. You have a good day, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
You bet. Cody Harris over at Star of the West. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. We slide over to Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank, working with agriculture since 1895. Farming today has many challenges, and Thumb Bank keeps up with those changes, as well as industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, now in Freeland, 13 locations throughout the Thumb and the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank, where relationships are built on trust. And by Schaefer and Beerline, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Frankenmuth. They want to let you know right now that Ram Truck Month is going on, and that means that if you're in the market for a new Ram commercial truck or van and you want to buy with confidence from a business-linked dealer that knows what customer satisfaction truly is, it is time to see Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth, where family and service sells cars. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
What's in the headline right now, Doug?
Well, gold hit a new high today, got to 3,055. So it's about flat right now. Copper's 508, so that's kind of cruising pretty good. The Fed is going to talk about interest rates this afternoon, so that's kind of got the stock market excited for the moment. So we'll see if he is supportive to the stock market or a little bit on the fence. So I think that happens around 2 or 2:15 today. So that is what's going on. Here's your numbers. The May corn, 461 and a quarter, up 2.5. September corn, 446 and a half, down 3/4 of a penny. The May soybeans, 1009, down 3 3/4. September soybeans, 1005 3/4, down 4 3/4. May wheat is 562 3/4, down 2 1/4. And September wheat 596 1/4, down 2 1/2. Crude oil holding steady. Trump's having a lot of conversations with the executives of the oil producing companies, trying to offset his tariff talk. So crude oil is 67.13, up 38 cents. Heating oil 218.35, up 2.5 cents. Gasoline 218, up 3/4 of a penny. Natural gas is 422.5, up 11.5 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, U.S. dollar buys $1.4333 Canadian. That's up 34 ticks. The dollar buys 149.92 yen. That's getting expensive up there. Or I should say that the yen is getting cheaper against the dollar. So that's up by 68 ticks. The euro's at 108.84, down 59 ticks. And the dollar's at 103.74, up 50 ticks. So gold's at 30.40.70. That's down a dime. Silver's at 34.13, down 52 cents. Platinum's $1,007.20, down 16.20. Copper's at 508.95, up 7.3 cents.
All right. Good day for the metals.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Maybe I better take a look at the old Goldfinger movie and figure out how I can get into Fort Knox.
Get your angle.
Yeah.
Absolutely, get your angle.
Talk to you later.
Right,
Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Coming up next, Matthew, who do we have?
Up next, we have Scott Duma from Nutrient Ag, and we also have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
We'll talk to those folks right after this.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning out the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
Friday, bonus pricing has been extended at Rifkin Steel. Do you own farm property or hunting property in eastern Michigan and the Thumb that you're looking to put on the market? Michael Turner with Whitetail Properties is an experienced land specialist that can guide landowners through the successful selling process. With Michael's knowledge of land values in rural markets and access to the most superior tools and technology in the industry, he can get you the best price possible for your property. Visit whitetailproperties.com and search Michael Turner under agents. That's whitetailproperties.com.
Along with us right now, Scott Duma with Nutrient Ag. Scott, you got a beautiful day to be on the road. I hope you're on the road enjoying it today.
I am, actually. I'm just south of Grand Rapids.
Wow. What's going on over there right now? How far along are they, Scott?
They are top dressing wheat and doing a little bit of dry spreading over here. It's a little bit drier than it is in the Saginaw Valley and the east side of the state.
Yeah, the last time I looked, soil temperatures over there were either just under 40 or a little bit over 40 degrees. So I would imagine things are moving along. What do the crops look like? Well, especially the wheat, top dressing. Has it been a pretty good winter for those folks and for us in the Great Lakes Bay area?
Yes, it does look like all the way across the state. It looks like the wheat overwintered really well. I mean, it's coming out of dormancy, looking green and starting to grow. So it looks like we could have a very good wheat crop, hopefully, across the state.
My guess is the lighter soils, well, really soils in general, for the most part, fairly dry, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say fairly dry, especially for mid to late March. I think we're not really where we want to be. Let's put it that way. It should be a little bit wetter than this.
What are we advising farmers right now, Scott?
Make sure all your plans are in place, and I would say get some of your product, be it crop protection products or seed, all that in your barns and ready to go here for the spring.
Because right now it looks like the planters, for the most part, are ready. I think they're just itching to go.
Yeah, I've talked to quite a few growers, and they're hooked on and sitting in the shop facing out, ready to go.
Soil temperatures to put corn in, what are they advising these days?
I would recommend 55 or so. I mean, they say 50, but when you need really good soil conditions to grow good corn, and we need a good corn crop for what it's going to cost to put it in the ground. So let's make sure we get that seed started correctly.
I guess you could safely say we need a good crop on just about everything this year, don't we?
Yes, sir.
A little expensive, and the markets are kind of lagging behind just a little bit. So obviously, it's always a great idea to contact your local consultant and the folks at Nutrien. You got a full stable of guys ready to help, don't you?
I sure do.
Scott Duma, always good to talk. Drive careful. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thank you. Have a good day.
You bet. You too. Scott Duma with Nutrien Ag. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, joining us right now. And Jerry, I think you probably echo some of the things that Scott Duma just got done saying.
Absolutely, Terry. A lot of plants, you can start moving plants if you have time and energy to move plants within your yard right now. It'd be a fine time. One of the things we've noticed over the winter, though, the rabbit damage and rodents this year have just been voracious. There's a lot of plants that got chewed up. So on certain plants like burning bush and spireas in particular, even though the tops may be dying right back almost to the ground, if not to the ground, they'll come back. And if you're lucky, the rabbits left their little pellets there. So they pruned them for you, and then they fertilized them. So just get them to cut back to the ground. Some of them will come back. Now, we noticed inkberry got up a lot, too, and some of the junipers did. Those likely may not come back near as readily, but so just give it a little bit of patience, look and see if they're coming back, and then prune appropriately.
Jerry, thanks you so much. We'll talk to you again tomorrow, all right?
Yes, sir.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. We'll be right back.
There are two types of to-dos. To-dos you want to do and to-dos you gotta do. Hopping on your Coyote tractor to plow a little patch of heaven on your land is a want to do. But flossing before a dentist appointment so they don't suspect that flossing is a never do? That's a gotta do. For all the to-dos you want to do, check out the many models of hardworking Coyote, CS, CX, and CK tractors. Available with up to 72 months financing at 0.99%. For the gotta do's, well, Godspeed. Coyote, we dig dirt. For all of your Coyote needs, stop into CMR Tractors in Millington today or visit them online at cmrtractors.com. CMR Tractors is your local Coyote dealer.
Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They're ready to go when you're ready to go, and Mother Nature is ready to go this spring. So check them out for whatever you need to get it growing. Serving you since 1983. Where serving you is their business, Freeland Bean and Grain. We now end our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.